Hello and welcome or welcome back. I'm Beau and I am trying to find financial stability for myself, my fiance Win, and his three kids. So this is the weekly check-in with transactions and checking in on the budget. Let's see how this goes. This is what I call week 3 of October, just because I budget by paycheck and I like whole paychecks to be in the month. So this month is a magic month. So we have 3 paychecks in the month, and no, that doesn't go with the calendar, and you're not my real dad. You can't tell me what to do. So let's get right into the transactions here. I do this on a calendar. I got this from the Budget Mom's Budget by Paycheck printable workbook, which I will be using until the file corrupts or I lose my Google password. I don't know. I will be using it for the foreseeable future because I am budgeting on a budget, y'all. Okay, so we're going to start on October 4th. So we brought in Wynn's paycheck from July 10th. Which was $867, and then my paycheck from August 29th, which is $1,589. So this is a slightly odd scenario. You know, it's not the usual. He is getting paid. He got paid significantly less than usual. I got paid more than usual, more than my normal pay. So I am in a temporary raise situation, and I don't know when it will end, but I'm going to take this money and run, basically. I'm going to run with it. And Wynn does not get paid time off, and he's not guaranteed pay during the summer, so he tends to work part-time so that he can still be home with the kids during the summer. So yeah, his paycheck's a little struggle bussy, just a little bit. But it'll just be for a little while. Okay, so we brought in those 2 paychecks, and then the kids' copay came out for $40. That's a weekly thing. And then I just put chaos. I just put chaos. This is Wynn's miscellaneous money. He was supposed to get $30, and instead he immediately spent $55. Before he could even go to the ATM, he immediately spent $55. We are not going to discuss how I feel about it. I'm not happy. But, you know, it's his money. Technically, you know, it's coming out of his goals. His goals will suffer for this, essentially. Okay, wait. Oh, yeah. And then the next thing was the book fair for $71. Now, he actually spent more than $71 at the book fair. This was for the kids, the Scholastic book fair at school. He spent significantly more than $71, but he did have some cash. So this is what was left after the cash that he spent. He has some hang-ups. I get it. He couldn't get books during the book fair when he was a kid. And so he feels like his kids shouldn't go through that. Even though I specifically suggested that he take them to like a used bookstore or go on Amazon or, you know, anything that costs less than this, because y'all, the books are expensive. This is a fundraiser, which means everything's overpriced, and I'm not a fan. I'm especially not a fan of this not being in the budget. I told him next year, if you want to do all these fundraisers, we need to put it in the budget, because this does not please me. So yeah, very displeased. But after that, I stuffed $400 in the envelopes, and I will show you on the next page what that means. Then dining on the 6th for $16. That was snacky snacks for all of us, all 5 of us. And then on the 7th, internet came out for $66. I sent $300 to his student loan. And then on the 8th, we got reimbursed for half of the utilities. So if you didn't know, the way our apartment is set up is this building used to be a duplex. It used to be a duplex, and they turned it into 3 units. So there's an upstairs unit, and then there's our unit, and the unit on the other side of the building, on the front of the building. So there's three total, and because it used to be a duplex, our apartment shares utilities with the apartment in the front of the building. So basically, we send our neighbor a screenshot or a PDF of the utility bills, and then she reimburses us for half when she reimburses us. She has never like failed to reimburse us, but this is not, if you notice, this is not like on a regular schedule, you know. So that's why we count it as just we pay the utilities, and then when this money comes in, it comes in. But we're not planning for a certain date because they don't technically have to reimburse us like the day that the bill is due or whatever. But that reimbursement was for $263, and that is the only reason why I did not completely lose it when I saw the chaos in the book fair charges. Like, y'all, I was displeased. Okay, and then more snacky snacks for $3. And then on the 9th, S&M collections came out for $50. It's always after, just because I don't like putting pending transactions on the calendar, because sometimes things come out funny. For example, I don't put groceries on here like as I spend it, but with Walmart grocery pickup, those transactions be pending. They be pending for a while. I had one pending for 5 days. Pending for 5 days after I picked up the groceries. Like that is outrageous. I'm so not happy about it. But that's part of why I don't put those on here, because then it would kind of look like our grocery spending was kind of like chaotic, even though it's not. We go grocery shopping every week, but the way the transactions like end up showing up on the account, I don't want to deal with it. So I only do posted transactions here. Okay. So then, like, as a side note, that also means that when these transactions show up on here, this is not necessarily the day that I spent the money. I put these on here the date that it says on the posted transaction, if that makes sense. So like, again, with that, using Walmart as an example, that transaction that was pending for 5 days, when it came off pending, the date that was on it was the day it was the day it was posted. It wasn't the day the transaction actually happened. So I try to keep an eye on that. But yeah, so that means that in some cases, the transactions don't actually show up on the date that they happened. They're just the date that the transaction posted. It's a little odd. But it, you know, sometimes pending transactions don't match the final amount, and I don't want to deal with it. So we don't do that here. Okay. All that being said, the 10th, Thursday, is where the goals happened. Of course, that video gets posted on Friday or after. Don't judge me. Sometimes Sometimes I forget to post. Sometimes I forget to post the videos. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. Because I really do intend to post them on a regular schedule. But have I mentioned 3 kids? Because 3 kids, all boys, 9, 9, and 7. The twins, the 9-year-olds, will be 10 next month. So they're a lot. They're a lot. We're helping with homework. We're dealing with like them breaking everything in the world. I don't know, y'all. It's chaos. It's chaos. It's chaos. I don't want to talk about how many different places I have found jelly and peanut butter and like banana goo. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, but I'm just putting it out there. Okay, so sorry for rambling. The 10th. This was our goal days. So his wedding fund got $200. His gift fund got $63. Insurance, my car insurance, our renter's insurance, saved $102 for that. My school fund got $133. Christmas got $3, and subscriptions got $7. And that is it for the week for transactions. And then we go into my revolving envelopes. So this money is actually in the bank except for health. Health is in cash. But everything else is in the bank just because I know myself, and I learned this lesson the hard way. I will absolutely forget to add transactions, and I will absolutely forget which category things came from if I have all this stuff. Like I will mix it up. I will mix up the cash. I'm going to, if I keep this all in cash. And using card means I can actually track things better because I don't trust myself with receipts. I just don't. Okay, so let's get into that. And actually, I think I kind of want to get in the habit of showing y'all the back here. This is my little cheat post-it of our pay dates. So like when I say we're using old paychecks, I mean I keep track of every paycheck that we get here, and then which pay period it's going to, like which date it's going to enter into the budget. So we still have some checks here that have yet to come out, but it's pretty much all planned out. But y'all, when I say that when's checks be short sometimes, like during the summer, look at this. This is the effect of working part-time during the summer. He's got this, like these are all coming out on the 18th. We got 116, we got 352, we got 309, like we got 188, like all these little part-time checks. Y'all, if I wasn't keeping track like this, I guess I could just like keep it in a notebook. Like I have a budget notebook that I write down like my first drafts of my budget in, just so that I don't like waste a bunch of printer paper. But like y'all, if I wasn't keeping close track of which paycheck was which and which day it was going to, this would be real bad, real fast, and we wouldn't have any idea. Y'all, I try to bow-proof my life here. Anyway, so revolving envelopes. Groceries, we added 90, we spent 68, so we have 152 left in there. We've been really good about that. And methinks maybe some of this money will end up being used for some bulk buys because we've been spending a lot at Costco. We kind of like run out of multiple things at once, and then we don't buy it for a long time. It's weird. But that's like the trouble with bulk buying is it's technically cheaper per unit most of the time, but you have to have that big upfront cost. So, we be struggling sometimes. So speaking of which, bulk buys added 40, spent 34. So there's 11 left. Transportation added 60, spent 38. So there's 32 left. We really need to beef that back up before Win gets his monthly public transit pass. Working on it. Then health added 75, spent 99. So there's 677 left. This is the benefit of rolling the money over, is sometimes when I end up spending more, the money's there and I don't have to go over budget. I am going to have to beef this up a little bit, I think, because if I remember correctly, I just saw a hospital bill for Win, and his insurance is not paying for everything. So, struggle's real. And then for home shopping, we added 25, didn't spend anything, so there's 93 left. There will be a transaction showing up for this because I just had to buy a new coffee pot, a coffee maker, because someone, I'm not going to name names, could be anyone in this house, someone broke the coffee carafe, and a replacement coffee carafe costs almost as much as a whole new coffee maker. And also, I couldn't find the carafe that matches the one that we previously had. So I was real nervous about the thing being like too tall or something, because we just have like a 4-cup coffee maker, because we don't drink a whole lot of coffee. So that basically feels like one thermos. And then we just like sip on it through the day. We each have one thermos and sip on it throughout the day. But yeah, so there's going to be a little charge for that. Not super stoked about that, but that's why the money's there. And then birthdays got $5, didn't spend any, so that's $113. Clothing got 15, didn't spend any, so that's 45. Shoes added 25, didn't spend any, so there's 80. Pet care added 25, didn't spend any, so there's 130. This is about to go down to pretty much zero because it is time to make the pet food. This weekend, as a matter of fact, it's going to be a whole thing. We make my, technically, I suppose, he's my cat, but we're going to call him our cat because we all live together. He does not believe that kibble is real food. He will literally knock it out of the bowl and play with it. I tried wetting the kibble. I tried mixing it in with wet food. I tried like weaning him like up to it. Absolutely not. He will eat around it. He does not think kibble is food. So because wet food can get kind of pricey when your cat eats, what does he eat? He eats almost a pound. He eats almost a pound of food a day, which is a lot for a cat. He's a big boy. But because of that, like wet food is really expensive. So we make it from scratch. He loves it. He's always loved it since we started making it. And he is a healthy boy, so it's okay. But there is, again, a bulk thing. So there's a big upfront purchase of all of the meat and stuff. So this is gonna disappear. Might have to go over budget even. I don't know, because some of the vitamins can get a little pricey. They go into his food, and of course it depends on the price of meat at the time. So we shall see, but hopefully I won't go over budget this time. And then personal added 50, spent 18. I believe this was parking and something else, but I can't actually remember, which means I probably shouldn't have done it. But yeah, I had to park at work. Y'all, if I park at work, it's $15 a day. $15 to park for one shift at my job. when I tell you, I ride public transit to work, I'm not playing, because it's $15 a day, or we could pay like $170 a month to park at work, because I work downtown. So yeah, I don't do that. I don't do that. I take public transportation, and so does Wen. I do have a car. As you can see from like me adding to insurance, that was car insurance and renter's insurance. I do have a car. However, I do not drive that car to work unless I have something going on that's right after work, in which case I will bite the bullet and pay the $15 to park. And I decided to take that out of personal because transportation is kind of thin, and I don't want to not be prepared for when Win has his public transit taken out. Mine comes directly out of my paycheck pre-tax, so it's cheaper than his. But yeah, it is what it is. So that is all of my revolving funds. And then, oh, sorry, it's already been 20 minutes. I'm sorry, y'all. I be rambling. Why don't you tell me what time it is? Girl. Sorry, I'm silly. Okay, so this is week 1 of the second paycheck of October. We're just checking in on this. As budgeted, his paycheck was $867. As budgeted, mine was $1589, because we're budgeting money that we already have. And then other income was $263. That was the reimbursement for the utilities. So that is a total of $2,719 coming into the budget. Now, we're not investing right now, so we go down to Win's spending. So kid bills was $40. There's still another $40 is going to come out. And then internet, $66 as budgeted. S&M collections, $50 as budgeted. Adventures, $71 as opposed to the $20 that was budgeted. Y'all, I'm not happy. And if the kids like don't actually read these books, I will be so sad. They have more books than I do, and they're real young. But I get it. Wen got kind of emotional about the whole book fair thing. I just don't understand. And because of that, I'm not as kind about it as I should be. But again, it should be in the budget. He's a substitute teacher. He knows there are book fairs. This should have been one of our savings categories, or it should have been in kids saving. Should have been a savings category. And then miscellaneous for $55, Wins Chaos. So that is a subtotal of $282 for his spending. Leaves us with $2,437. And then his saving, he saved $200 towards his wedding fund, $63 towards gifts, and that's just because I used the utility reimbursement, the $263. I just use that for now because I don't know if he's gonna go further over budget. I'm just playing it a little cool. We shall see. And then we get to my spending, which is my checking account. My car wash subscription has not come out yet, so we skipped that. His debt got $300, is going to get another $300 coming up. And then we're already under $400 total for his highest interest student loan. So next paycheck, y'all, is going to be paid off. Dining was $19. This is really just any food that's not groceries. Budgeted $30. Hopefully we won't go over this time. Groceries in bulk got $130. It's going to get the other $130 next week. Then transportation got the $60 as budgeted. All the rest of these are as budgeted. So health got $75. Home shopping got $25. Birthdays got $5. Clothing and shoes got $40. Pet care got $15. And personal got $50. And as you saw on the revolving funds tracker, these, I'm putting them together just because I ran out of space. But groceries in bulk, I actually track them separately. And it's different amounts. And same with clothing and shoes. I track them separately and they get different amounts. But they're kind of under the same umbrella. So for budgeting purposes and for me not having to figure out a new spreadsheet, they are together. So that subtotal for my spending is $719. That leaves us with $1,455. And then we get to my saving, which is my savings account. Subscriptions got $7. It's budgeted $32. This is not actually a problem. It's just when we got to Christmas, I pulled a card, so it was a random amount, and whatever was left for how much that card could have been just went to subscriptions. So it's gonna get the rest, I promise. Well, as long as I don't go over budget. Hopefully it will get the whole amount. Okay, and then insurance got $102 as budgeted. Christmas got $3, which is less than budgeted, but it's because I'm pulling these cards, so it's random amounts. And then my school fund got $133 as budgeted. So that is a subtotal of $145 saved, leaves us with $1,310. And then we did not spend any savings this time. So that leaves us with $1,310 to make it through the next week, which should be entirely possible, and we will make it work. It's fine. It's fine. We are trying to go with real numbers here. We just don't deal with change, so all transactions get rounded up instead of doing the change, mostly because checking my numbers gets real complicated if I accidentally write a 7 like it's a 9 or a 3 like it's a 5 or do something else strange. So it's a lot easier if I just don't use change for everyone. It's easier for everyone. Okay. And then I save that money up. That little change does add up. When we come close to the end of the school year, I will recalculate how much that is, so that we can use that to help us make it through the summer. But that is it. That is it for my check-in. Sorry, it's been real long. See, this is the thing. When I'm by myself, I be talking, y'all. I be chit-chatting, probably because I miss Win. I love that man so much. So that is my weekly check-in for the 3rd week of October, 1st week of the second paycheck. We're making progress, y'all. We're making progress. Let me know how your week went. Did you participate in the book fair? How do you feel about fundraisers at school? Because I've never been a fan of them. Mostly because everything is always overpriced. Everything is overpriced. But yeah, let us know how you doing, how you think these fundraisers are doing. Like, would you rather just give money to the school than participate in a fundraiser? Because pretty sure the school would get more if you just gave it to them. I don't know. But that is it. That is all. I appreciate you so much. Never forget that you deserve financial stability, and I hope you have a great day on purpose. Bye.